Hello everyone, welcome once again to another Power BI related tutorial by Team Slideshow. In this part, we are learning about customer purchase behavior and shipping analysis. So first you will understand how to create these KPIs. Why are these KPIs showing green and why is this showing red and these not showing anything? How have we applied filters to show accessories, clothing, etc. revenue? Then we have purchase value by product. So you can see different products by purchase value. You can either sort them by total purchase value or you can sort them by item purchased. Total purchase value by month, total purchase value by season, where we are actually using a waterfall chart. How can we enable or disable the total column? Purchase value by product, purchase value by state, average rating by state, customer gender split in percent, then purchase by size. So products that are bought are of different size, medium, large, small, XL. So you can see that. Then we will also understand what is the meaning of this ribbon chart, what is this explaining, how have we created a calculated column for age group, how have we created a calculated column for purchase category using switch function. We have a separate measure table where we have used very simple functions to create target values, total purchase values, etc. Then we have customer count by color of product bought, and how have we applied a gradient color here, revenue by different payment methods, everything that you see here, and then how to apply different filters. Suppose you want to see data for a particular season, how can you do that? So everything that you see here, every visual that you see here, you will learn how to create that. So let's get it started. So for purchase behavior and shipping analysis, we have information of customers, their customer ID, their age, gender, what type of item was purchased, category, purchase amount, location, size of that particular product, color, season, review rating given, subscription status, payment method, shipping type, what type of shipping was chosen, discount applied, yes or no, promo code applied, yes or no, whether how many items have they purchased previously, their preferred payment method, frequency of purchase. And here you can see actually date is given like this, which we will have to change, year is given and month is given. So basically we can select this date and we can format cell. Here in format cell we can select this as a date value. So you can see we have options like general, number, etc. So we will select date and then you can actually select your format. For example, if I want to display it like this, so we will select it like this and show, and if you'll increase, so it is showing like this. So basically now you can see all the dates and this is the information. So you can change it like that and you can save the data. It's an Excel file. Now to load the data set and start analyzing the data, creating dashboard, you will open Power BI desktop, and because the file is given as a Excel file, so we'll click here and connect the data set. We will load the purchase shipping data Excel file. Data is given in sheet 1, so we will load it. Make sure the column headers and their values are appearing properly, even the date values. Now just load the data and it is loading data to model. 10,000 plus rows are there and now it will be loaded to sheet. So next thing that we have to do is we will rename the sheet and we will rename it as data. This will help us in creating DAX measures or DAX columns. So we have to use this small name for table. Now we will prepare our canvas here. So in the canvas, first of all, we will put some heading. So first of all, we will insert a shape here, or you can also insert a simple text box. So here we can write customer purchase behavior and shipping analysis. And here we can change the spelling, like it will not accept this spelling. Yeah. So when you are creating a heading, you can select it, you can align it to center, make it bold, and you can use font size around 24. So this will be our heading. If we have to use a background for our heading and we have to apply some kind of shape to our heading, so what we can do, we can go to effects. In background we can select some color like this. We can select the font and we can decide to select font color like this or even brighter. So let's go with this. I am doing it in a detailed way, so you can probably play at 1.25 speed, or you can skip some part if you know this is stuff. But some student requested us to create in detail, that's why we are doing it. So here we have the heading. Once you have heading, you can also enable visual border. I am choosing the same color for border, and for rounded corners I can select around 14 pixels. So this way I can actually create a heading. Additionally, we can also enable some shadow here. Okay, so this will be our heading for this dashboard. It can be multiple parts. So here we will rename it as dashboard 1. Now we have to add some area for sidebar also. So sidebar, where we can put our filters, interactive filters that users are going to use. So for that we are going to insert a shape here. This shape, we will simply click on it, home, format painter, and apply here. So now you can see this shape is also used as a rounded corner. Here in style, if you see, we will not use any fill and we will just reduce its width. So whatever categorical fields or date fields are needed, we will put here as filter. So now this is our purchase behavior and shipping analysis part. We can also go and insert some image to represent what we are doing here. So here I have created an assets folder where I have some images. So if you want, you can select these images. For example, because it's a customer purchase data, so I will use this image and I will put it here. So which basically represents what we are doing. You can use a scaling, fit, fill, different type of scaling can be used to show it here in this area. So this is our dashboard, or this is our canvas. Here also we can go to style, or sorry, in general tab, effects, we have shadow option, so you can select that. So this will be applied to the image, and you can also insert company's logo if you are doing analysis. So just now I will insert my institute's logo. So if you want to learn data analytics, you can learn at our institute. So, but if you are doing it for a company, they will give you a brand guideline with color, what type of font to use. So you can select that type of font from here. Those color palettes that they are asking you to use, you can select accordingly. Now after preparing your canvas, now you have to save it, otherwise you will lose your data, and then we will start building the visuals. Now in the data set, if you will see, there are some important values like this one. This field is purchase amount. We also have one important field like review rating. So we can create some KPIs here, and one way to create a KPI is with the help of this KPI visual. I will show you. It's your choice what KPI field do you want to use. So here in value we can select purchase amount. what we usually do when we have to do some time intelligence or whatever we have to do, we have to create a date table, but we will do that in the second part. Before that, we will go to modeling tab and create a new table, and we are going to call it measures table. So if we have to create any measure, we will put it here so that we know that our data is separate from measures. And here we will create a new measure called total purchase. Total purchase value or total purchase amount, and it will be sum of, and from the data you will select purchase amount. So this is purchase amount. Once you will do that, it will automatically calculate that value, and now you can put it here. Then you have your trend axis. So in your trend axis you can actually add date. So once you will do that, you will see your KPI like this. It will start showing you total purchase value and a chart which represent how that total purchase went over time. So now we will do some settings. Here we have the call out value. So we will select call out value as 35 so that we have more space over here. And this is font color for it. We'll use the primary font color. Then we have the heading here. So we will go to general, and this is title. From our color palette we will choose some value like this. Remember, if we have not given any target field here, so it will show the color as gray color. But if we show some target field, let's say 57561 is the total purchase value, and we will create a new measure. Let's say target purchase value. Company gave some kind of target. Let's say it was 50,000. So target purchase value was 50,000, and company actually did 57,561. If we add the target value, so you will be able to see that we have actually met the target, and we have gone up by 15.12%, and the color is automatically green. So this is important. So here we will add total purchase value, and I know that title is very long, so here we will replace everything or remove everything and just keep total purchase value. And this is how you can show KPIs. So this is our first KPI. In this KPI also we can go to general tab, effects, in visual border, because here white color is used, so we'll use white color, but we will give rounded corners, and we will enable shadow. So this is total purchase value KPI. We can copy this. Obviously it's a KPI visual. Target will always not be like that. So this is one data. Similarly, we have average rating for every item or for every purchase. Review rating is given. So we will create a new measure, and we will call it average rating. Here we are going to use a function called average, and from the data table we will select the rating. So review rating, and this will give us what is average rating. We'll remove target from here, and now we will add the average rating here. Let's say average rating, what we targeted should have been 4. So we will create another target average rating. So in modeling we will create a new measure, and these are the literal values we are providing. So it will be target average rating, and let's say it was 4.0, but we are behind that. So what will this KPI visual do? you will see it is now going to show it as 3.75, which is in red color, an exclamation mark. Here we have a check mark. So these type of settings can be found here as well. Like if you have icons, what if you want to show icons, what will be the size of that icon? So these things can be changed here. If you want to show date, so we are not showing date, but this is total purchase value, and here it is average rating KPI. Okay, so average rating KPI is 3.75. Goal was 4. We are behind, and by a factor of 6.17%. So this way you can do that. So suppose profit was given or something else was given, you can make your KPIs like this. I will just reduce the size like this so that we can put more KPIs. And because we have given date access, so you can see how the KPI or how this rating or how the purchase value are changing over time. Now, an important thing is there, like if you see here we have the category field. In category field we have accessories, clothing, footwear and outerwear. So if we had to individually show performance of these categories, what we can do, total purchase value, and we will copy this one, and I will reduce the width a little bit so that we can fit more of them here. So this is total purchase value, but here we will apply one filter. So total purchase value is all, so obviously it is shown here, target purchase value, total purchase value, but we will add category as a filter and we can select accessories. So now it is showing accessories. Obviously target purchase value for accessories will be different, so we are not going to show that, but this is total purchase value. So instead we will write accessories purchase value, which is 18627, or we can rename it as accessories revenue, because in this case obviously purchase amount is written. Usually purchase amount represents for company, but because your customer is given, so we will consider it as revenue. So this is total purchase amount or total revenue. We can rename it here, and accessories revenue. So this is total revenue. This is accessories revenue, and in many of our previous videos we have explained many financial terms like difference between revenues and net profit, gross sales, net sales, etc. So these things have been explained in many parts. So now we have done accessories revenue. We will again expand the filter, and here we will select as clothing. So this will become clothing revenue, and here we will write clothing. So we will make a copy once again, and here we will show it for footwear. So this will become footwear, and similarly if you want you can show another. So I'm just using that, or I will make some space and put all of them together. So now actually I have adjusted the space, and finally I can select outerwear. So here you can see, so, and I have just made it short as accessories, and here footwear, and where we'll write outerwear. So we have the KPIs now, and after KPIs we will start building some other visuals to answer some other questions. So now we will answer this question: what is purchase by product? So purchase by product will simply be, uh, we will select chart like this, like a clustered bar chart, and here we will use it to show this data. So we have some product items given here. So here it is given items purchased. So this looks like where we have everything, product like backpack, belt, etc. So we have to find out purchase by product, and we will keep it as a scrolling chart. So here on y-axis I will put item purchase, and on x-axis we will put the total purchase amount, and now it will start showing data like this. So this is showing us that how purchase amount is varying across different items. So first of all, what we'll do, we'll apply the same kind of styling here. So select that chart and select that chart and format painter and apply here. So now you can see similar kind of styling is applied there. And if you need, you can go to sort axis, and you can also sort on the basis of item purchased. So it will show like this. Here you can do one more thing, like we can go here and we can enable data labels. For our data labels we have values, so we can select a color as well. So this will actually show in the format, and it is showing the display unit as 1000, which is auto. If we will show none, then exact value will be shown. So we can keep it in 1000. There is one more thing like which we had to do earlier. This is total purchase value. So this is a measure. In measure tools we can tell that it is a USD value. So once you will do that, it will start or it will reflect in other visuals also. You can see a dollar sign is being shown here. So if you want to do that, you can select like this. All you have to do in that case, that you have to reduce the value and you have to reduce the number of decimals. For example, here you can see, first of all we are selecting, yeah, in call out value you can see decimal places, we can show one decimal place, and then we can format and apply everywhere. So obviously it's extra effort, but this way your values will be shown as a, you know, it will be shown as a monetary value. Now when we are showing these data labels, so here also we can select position as inside end. So then we can actually reduce the width of our chart, and once we are showing them in inside end, so for our bars we can select another color, for example this. Obviously then it will stop show, visibility will be very low. So these value colors we can select something which is lighter. So this way you can play with these settings and you can see the data. So if you want to show it in a purchase value, you can show like a purchase value, or you can show it like this. In general tab we will say revenue by product or purchase value by product. So this is your choice what you want to show as a heading. This is one way of showing the data. Now let's move to another question. So another question can be something like revenue by month or quarter or year. So for that what we can do is we can simply take a line chart, and in this line chart we can try to display this value. So here on x-axis we can select date, and on y-axis we can select total purchase value, and by default it will show by year because we have data of 2 years. If you will click here, now it is showing total purchase value by quarter. If you will click here, now it is showing by month. So if you actually have to show, you can show it like that, or you can only select the required field from here. So let's say if we select month, so this will be total purchase value by month. and this is how we can show that. So this is total purchase value by month, and we will select chart like this so that at least these purchase values are properly visible, like month name etc are properly visible. We can select here format printer and apply, then it will show value like this. We can also select we can select this chart and change it to area chart, show the value like this. And here, because here that color made sense because we were showing data on a very dark background, but in this case in data labels we can go to values and show the dark color once again so that these values are properly visible. So total purchase value by month, and you know that how you can change it to uh, you know year or quarter easily. So you can just drag year, quarter or day from here and just put it here. Next, another question can be what is the total revenue by season. So revenue by season or any other metrics can be there. So obviously displaying revenue by season will be very easy with the help of a bar chart or with the help of a pie chart. But here let's see use of waterfall chart also. So we can copy this here, and after copying we'll make both heights same. So now after doing this I will simply change it to a waterfall chart and remove this here. So here in waterfall chart you have to put some category. So here if you will see in the data that we have information of season, we have 4 seasons: fall, spring, summer and winter. So we will just replace this with season, and here you will see that season by season, like from spring to winter to fall to summer, whether it's an increase or decrease. And here you can see that value actually, and this is showing the total value which we can see here, the total value. So this is how you can use your waterfall chart. In a waterfall chart we have other interesting things also like category. So we can bring the second categorical value like this. So then it will start showing data like this, where you can see that in spring what is the total value. But for spring in accessories it was 1.7k, for outerwear it was close to 10k. But in clothing total purchase value change is like this when we are going from accessories to outerwear to clothing, and then for footwear it is going like this, total purchase value change. So if you have to show this total change, then you can put this breakdown also, otherwise we can keep it like this. And here we can go to reference settings where we have legends. So if you want you can remove the legend, because here we are just showing the value, so you can do it. In y-axis you can either show or remove values. If you don't want to show that value you can select here. We have data labels. So in values we have kept the font size very small, so which you can see when you will zoom it will be shown. So you can make these kind of settings here. You can play with different options to actually show the values. In columns you can see and whether or not you want to show the total column, because we actually know what total value is, so you can show it like this as well. So a lot of things can be done here, like their orientation value you can prefer outside end, so then these values will be shown. Inside center not possible, inside base not possible, so only it can be shown on outside end. And we can try to reduce their values whatever lowest is possible, so you can show it like this also. This is total purchase by season, and this shows us that spring is the season with highest purchase value, or we can check it from here, 0.15 million. Yes, both spring and winter have very values very close to each other, but spring is the season with highest purchase value. Now we also have information of location here. So we will copy this chart for now, and you can see we have location information. So like location state is given. Okay, so what we can do, we can change it to a shape map. What this shape map does, and whether or not you will have it or not. So in your files, options and settings and option settings, you will have preview features where you have to enable shape map visual. And in shape map visual, we will actually select location. So column called location is given, so it will automatically fill this data, like it is showing location Montana, Mississippi, everything. But for color saturation, what we have to use? So if we are considering purchase value as important, so we will add the total purchase value here for color saturation, and then you will be able to see that for Montana or California, whichever state has higher value will actually show data like this. Okay, and here we have legend and fill colors. So for maximum we can select this color so that it is according to the theme. So whatever settings you can see, you can find different type of settings here, like you have fill colors, you have blank areas. So you can see show blank areas yes or no, what to show those blank areas with. So we don't have any blank area, that's why we are not seeing this color. So if you want to show, you have border color, we can select a different border color from here so that you can see here. So let's select some other border color like this. So this is not purchase value by product, this is purchase value by state or location. So purchase value by state or region, we can say. Now here obviously for color saturation we have used total purchase value, but if you add something in legend, so it will also start showing. For example, if we add category as a legend, so now you can see for accessories, clothing, footwear, outerwear. So in this case you can remove this and then try to add something that is more meaningful, but here we are not going to use that. So this is simply showing purchase value by state, and I have simply copied this, and here in color saturation I have put average rating, and here we are going to change the title. So average rating by state. If average rating is high, for example average rating given by customers from Texas is good, and you can see total purchase value in Texas is low, that means people are getting more value for their money in that state. And here we can do one more thing, like just to change, because for average rating we can select a different fill color. So we can select gradient value setting, or for minimum and maximum, let's say we can select a purple color, and for maximum value we can select a color like this. So this is purchase value by state, and this is average rating value by state, or we can simply say average rating by state. So this can be done easily. So we have used a lot of fields like product name, month, season, state, and we can add them as filter also. So we can use a slicer here, and this slicer can be used in this sidebar area which we have created specifically for slicer. So we will just put some field here. So first of all we will put category, and to save space and to put more interactive values we will show it as a drop down value, and we can go in effects and disable background, and in slicer we have slicer header where we can select this color, and we also have slicer values where we can select this color once again. But here problem is now font is not visible, that's why you can select the same background color here. So now it will appear as a transparent value. If you want, you can show some border here, so you can select, and you can select a visual border color this, and let's say 10 pixel as rounded corner. So this is how you can show your filters. You can pause it, I may be going fast, so you can pause and do it step by step. Now after category, another important thing that we have is season, because we have done season wise analysis. Let's copy once again. So I'm doing control C and control V. Here we can put date. In something like date, obviously we can show slicer settings and show it as a between value. So now you can see, and here we have to change the values. So value font color like this. So when you are showing date, you can show it as a slicer, so that everything that you see here can be shown accordingly. And similarly you can put other things, like we have done date. Similarly we can put a state name here, so which is given as location, and then here also we have to select the drop down list. So these are our categories: season, date, location, gender, everything that is important for you, or whatever you will put in the data in dashboard 1 we can put here, because there are a lot of things, so we have to create another dashboard, but we will try to keep most of the filters here. Now since we have added gender here, we would also like to see gender wise percentage distribution of sales. So here we will add the donut chart like this, and we'll try to copy using format printer. So what we are trying to show here is, first we'll add gender. So first we'll select this and add gender as legend, and in values you can find out total items purchased or total sales value. So here you can see we have customers and we have customer IDs. So number of customers can also be one thing. So what we have to do is, because every row represents one customer, so we can check here. So we can create another measure, and that will be distinct count of customers. So we can write count of customers, and here we can use one function called distinct count, and here we can select the customer ID. So whatever amount of distinct customer IDs we have, it will be dynamically put in this, and we can now add it to values. So this is count of customers by gender, and we can give it some other title. We can give it some name like customer gender split, customer gender percentage, whatever you want to call it, or purchase diversity as given in some examples. So here what we can do, we have legend. So if you want, you can disable the legend, or you can choose its position like bottom center, and here you can see that it is showing both value and percentage. So in detail labels, position is outside, we can say just show percentage. So now we can see that more customers are male, like 54.39% of customers are male, and you can see female are 45.61. If you want, you can go to slices and select different colors. So we can select different colors for them. I am going to select this color. So that will be your choice. Now as we have done customer gender split, customers are buying products by different sizes also, so we can select different size. So here you can see we have size. All we need to do is just replace this category with this. So now you can see more amount of product are bought for medium size. Another important field for us is payment method. So customers have paid using different payment methods like bank transfer, cash, credit card, etc. For these different payment methods, we can analyze the performance. A simple kind of chart would be by simply copying this, and after copying we can just make it horizontal. Here item purchased is given on x-axis, and we can replace it with payment method. You can see for credit card we have the highest amount of payments. If you will go and see data labels, orientation is horizontal, we can now show vertical, and we can say outside end. Here the only thing we can change is color, so that it these values will be visible properly, and this will be purchase value by payment method. If you want to reduce the height just a little bit, you can go to general tab, properties. So we can reduce the height, and now we can adjust accordingly. So and heading is still showing by product, so we can keep it as by payment method. So here also the sorting is currently by total purchase value, but you can do it by purchase method also when needed. We also have color. So what we can do, we can create another bar chart here, and here we can just replace payment method by color. Whatever these categorical fields are, we can see data accordingly. Instead of total purchase value, you can also see count of customers. So we can add count of customers on y axis, and let's try to change the unit. So here display units is in 1000, we can show none. So now you will be able to see the exact value, and we can also change it to any other type. For example, we can change it to a line chart, or we can change it to area chart for different type of colors. So whatever you want to show, you can select here. So a tree map can also be selected. If you want to put some extra effort, you can go to these format your visual settings, and we have colors. So for example, for yellow, if you want to select a yellow color, for silver, if you want to select a silver color, you can do that. So, and here obviously, as I said, it will be an extra effort, but for gold, let's say, obviously gold color will not be here, but you can select something like that. So these numbers here, like when you will take your mouse over, you will be able to see the numbers, or when you will do zoom, then you will be able to see the numbers, but you will be able to see revenue by a total number of customers by color here. So we can just change the title, customers count by color of that clothing or whatever apparel that was. When it comes to color, you can always show color in gradient also. For example, I'm just showing that you can go here and color, and you can show it as a gradient also. So instead of first color, because it is showing on the basis of count of customers, so instead of rule you can show gradient. If it is lowest value, you can show it with a very light blue color. If it is the highest value, you can show it with a dark blue color. You can show by color like this as well. So whatever your choice is, you can select. And here you can just go, for example, let's say we want to show some other color, not blue. So we can say it is kind of pink blue diverging color. You can show it like this, and you can see colors that are above some higher value mark or near higher value mark are blue, otherwise they are pink in color. So you can show this color like these type of gradients as well. And we can easily copy this, and here we can add color as a filter as well. I'm going to just move them up using the up arrow, and we can show. So instead of gender, we can select color here as well. Now whatever categorical fields you think are necessary, like size, color, season, category, item purchased, gender, like we can also select on the basis of subscription status. We can also select on the basis of whether or not discount was applied, promo code was used. You can select that, or if they have previous purchases, year, everything can be selected. Now we have age of customer. So if you have to show distribution of age of customer, so what you can do, you can click on these three dots, and first of all you can create a group. Minimum value of customer is 18 here, maximum value is 70. So you can say, let's say we want to distribute this age range in 10 bins. So we can say in number of bins we will show 10 bins. So we are showing from 18 to 70, we are showing this age in 10 bins, and every bin size will be 5.2 years. So we will show that, and now we will copy this, and we can show it as a bar chart or any other chart if needed. And here we will select the age bins on x-axis. So it will be like what is the value, or how many people between the age of 18 to 22 are there, how many people between age of 22 to 25 are there. So if you want to find out something like that, so on x-axis you can put count of customers. So you can see 5000 customers. Sorry, I have to actually select age bin here. So here you can see. So here you are going to see that this is revenue, not by payment method. This is basically revenue category by age group. So here you can see these are different age groups, like this is 18 to 22, this is 22 to 27, and so on. So these are different age groups, and we are seeing 1K everywhere because in data label actually we have selected 1000. So instead of 1000 we can show hundreds, or we can show that we don't want any type of unit. So if you will show none, then you will be able to see how many people are there, how many customers are there in each age group. Next thing, we are going to create a calculated column here. So this will be a new calculated column where we are going to create a purchase category, that if, so our table is data. So if in data the purchase amount, so wherever that purchase amount is given, so it is given as purchase amount USD. So if in data purchase amount is less than equal to 33, we will say it is a low purchase amount or medium purchase amount, sorry for the noise, or it will be high. Why we have decided, if we actually see purchase amount, so it is starting from 1, and highest value is 100. So that's why we are doing that. So whenever they are buying something, whether it is either $1 or $100 or between that, so this purchase category will be created. And once we have charts like this purchase category will be just like a categorical column. So we can bring it as legend, and in every age group we will be able to see what is the distribution of that. So for example, here you can see from the example, so here you can see the medium is on top, and when you show it as a bar graph you will always see it like this. If we actually want to see rank of each purchase category in each age group, we can simply change it back to a ribbon chart. So now you can see in ribbon chart, actually in this age group, which is around 33, here high value purchase, like more customers have high value, the high value is in mid range. Otherwise in every age group this high value is in top range. Like number of customers who have bought products of high value are in the top range, or they have the top rank. So this is how you can decide. And here also we have different colors. So for example, for high, let's say we want to select, so we can show a color like this. For medium, instead of this we can select any other color like this, and we can keep the other color as it is. We'll just change the data value color, and data value color will be like this. And here showing data value color is not necessary, so this is something that we can do. So we have created this purchase category, and revenue category by age group can be seen here, high, low and medium. So you can show it like that. You can show some other color also if needed, just to bring more diversity. So here like we have high, low and medium value. So for low I am going to select, let's say, this color. So this will be okay. So that's it for this part. That's all for dashboard 1, where we have tried to create a simple dashboard where we have tried to show different KPIs, purchase value by product, total purchase by month, etc., that you can see here. So I will provide the link so that you can download this data set and you can try to create something on your own. You can try to answer more questions in another dashboard as well, but in this dashboard we will keep this much. Please subscribe to our channel so that when we will bring next part, which will be heavily focused on tax calculations. So like in this part we were just doing exploratory analysis. Our second part will have many questions which will be solved using DAX queries. So you will learn a lot from it. Thanks for watching this part. Have a nice day.